Because to win the major, Vitality, once they reached the playoffs, they went 3-0 in the Swiss system, they will only have faced Into the Breach, who were nobodies. Then they'll have faced Apex. They were supposed to face Team Liquid, obviously, on paper, but they faced Apex instead. Also, some people like Nork barely ever played Big Lands. Then in the final, they're going to play against Gamer Legion, who had quite an easy run. Still, they faced Heroic and wasn't a famous team. They were 0-2 in the Challenger Swiss system. Obviously, a lot of people are pointing out, but now if Vitality or Zimu, all these people did was beat Into the Breach, Apex, and then Gamer Legion. Now, what's happening is, that is accurate, that is factual, but there's a response to that, a rebuttal that just doesn't work. Like, look, if someone said Vitality sucks, they didn't do anything, then what you say is no. You can only beat who is ahead of you, who gets put in front of you, who makes it to that point in time. It's not their fault Team Liquid didn't make it through. It's not their fault Heroic or FaZe didn't make it through. They can only play who they're playing. You have to try and beat them if you're the best. And if you beat them, you get to be the best at this tournament. You get to be the champion. You get to win the major. But that's the point. When we talk about the run that you had, we're not talking about this tournament. People aren't getting super triggered. Like, it's not Team Liquid there, so that's Vitality's fault. Nobody is blaming Vitality. Maybe some idiots are, but me and the analysts aren't. What they're doing instead is not blaming Vitality, they're blaming the format, and then they're also pointing out that when you look historically, like, what does it do for Zimu to win a major? Well, the problem he has is he faced the easiest competition, the worst competition, and the least likely competition to ever be relevant at another major compared to, say, his rival, Simple, who faced one of the hardest runs at a major, even though it was after the post-online one, who had to just do an insane run of dominating all the series. That's the point. When we put this major win in the context of history, it is going to be the worst one ever if Vitality wins. Even outsiders directly beat Heroic in the final. They beat Mouse, who was a much higher ranked team than any of these teams we're talking about Vitality facing. You go back, I used to say Gambit was the worst one to ever win. Gambit beat the 2017 Prime Astralis, the one with Kirby, who was still a top 3 team, like 3rd on HLTV. Even the Immortals team they beat was an up-and-coming squad. Like, they had to beat Fnatic, some legends in the round of 8 who'd sort of fallen off. That's still a very legit run compared to this. Will be the easiest / least competitive / least important, we're talking about the elite level of winning here, major ever won. That is what people are saying. They're not blaming Vitality, they're blaming the format and the fact that in history, for posterity, it isn't going to look great.